Well, today I'd like to show you a bit about my dust extraction setup, and it all starts in the far corner with my chip extractor there, which you can see is controlled by a remote control socket. As I say, it's a chip extractor, so it mainly collects all the larger chips from my thicknesser here, my planer, my router table when I get it back, and sometimes my bobbin sander. Because I have this long flexible hose, it's about 2.5 meters long, I don't actually need a plumbed in system for this, so that one hose will stretch for each machine. That's basically how I get by with that. So while I do highly recommend these remote sockets for things like dust extractors, there is one thing you need to watch out for, and on some of the cheaper models you'll find that they are only rated for a maximum of 1000 watts loading, but some extractors, yours might be more powerful than that, so in which case you might want to do what I did and spend a bit more money and go for ones that take up to, I think it's 2000 watts, these ones. It's only about £15 for two sockets in the remote, so it's still a very reasonable fee, considering that you can turn the extractor on from anywhere in the workshop. And down behind my bandsaw you'll find my vacuum extractor. That used to live up in the roof space where that big tyre is, but I've since found it more convenient to keep it down here, in case I want to clean the workshop floor or take it outside and clean the van or something. I'll just show you how that one works quickly. I can open the thing. So it's easier to get to here and clean the filters if I have to as well. I've got a Triton dust bucket here. The vacuum hose goes straight into the top here, and the majority of the dust and waste gets collected in this bucket. You can probably see there's a bit in there, but I emptied it recently, so there's not a lot. From that we've got two hoses feeding outwards to collect the dust. One of those guys goes directly to my bandsaw, as you can see here. If I can take this off for you. See, I've taken like a 90 degree bend corner bracket thing, a 40mm or 1.5" waste pipe, cut one end off the top of here, also put a slot to fit around the blade, and you can see that fits right in there. And to be fair, it does collect the majority of the dust coming downwards. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than the 5-inch port, which you can just see just down there, which to be honest doesn't do a lot. The advantage of having the port here is it also helps to keep some of the dust away from the guides. Obviously again it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it has been. And I've now used this on 2 bandsaws I've had and it works very well. But the other hose coming from the extractor, from the dust bucket even, that one normally goes, it's unplugged at the minute, it goes up here to this run of plastic pipe, waste pipe, down here and onto my miter saw. I can also take that off, use it on my other tools down here, my bobbin sander, router table when it's there. The problem I have is that this isn't actually very efficient in terms of airflow coming through. I think it may be because of the botched kind of joints I've got here. What I've got is a bit of pipe with a just squeezed in there. I think it's a 32mm pipe that fits inside there, but the other end it's an even smaller diameter squeezed in there. It's not airtight, it's not perfect, but just try and demonstrate for you now. I'll turn the extractor on again. I mean, you can probably see there's still sawdust in there when we had them cleared, but it wouldn't even pick up this bit of sandpaper here, which is quite alarming really. If I show you my other hose, go into the bandsaw, just change this over a second. see that one's holding it much better, as it should be for an extraction system. And if you look above my workbench as well, you'll see another run of 40mm hose with a flexible pipe on the end. Now the idea is I use this for power tools on the workbench, but again, this one's not as flexible or as efficient as the hose going to the bandsaw. The stuff I bought here is actually, it was sold as pond filter hose on eBay, and it's not designated vacuum or dust extraction hose, so that could be part of the problem there. Again, the joints here aren't perfect, so I'm going to try and have a look at that soon, but I might also try buying some real vacuum hose. That's about all I have to say really on dust extraction so far. There's still some work to be done to improve things. You can see behind here I lose a lot of dust at the miser saw, but the problem with these saws is once you've got the blade extended full way, you're cutting back here, dust is spewing out in several directions, all directions in fact, so while some gets up the port inside here, it does get to the hose as you've seen. There's still a lot going to waste elsewhere in the workshop. I may try and build a containment unit around the outside to box it in, but I'm not sure yet. So thank you for watching this. If you have any comments, please share anything you'd like to say, and I'll see you again soon.